this is Larry Verbicki. I'm with CFTV 34 in Leamington, Ontario. We're going to do a special edition of a show that we've created. It's called The Morning Roast, and we have a very interesting program today. It's about a person who claims to have a solution to movie piracy. And I'd like you to welcome Glenn Stencil.
Oh, thanks, Larry, and thanks for having me.
So what made you think of our station to get your message or your platform across discussing this issue about movie piracy?
Well, it's kind of related to Kevin Bacon.
You mean Kevin Bacon asked you to come here to get in touch with our station?
No, not directly. What happens is there's like what they call like a socially applied mathematical theory, which is applied to him.
Sorry, but what?
Yeah, well, it's the Kevin Bacon. Many people have heard of it. It's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, where somehow mathematically you can kind of say that we are all within 6 degrees related to everyone else on this planet, and you just have to apply that process. So his name was attached to that mathematical theory.
So you're telling me now that you're associated with Kevin Bacon? Linked to Kevin Bacon somehow?
Yeah, I guess you could say, yeah, I am linked to Kevin Bacon. I have a movie theater. I'm connected with the movie studios. The studios are connected to the producers and directors who are connected to Kevin Bacon. So, I guess you could say I am connected in one way to Kevin Bacon.
Well, that's a very interesting concept, but however, what's that got to do with movie piracy?
Okay, well, there's a bit of a dilemma working with it. I can't seem to get through regular channels to get to the right people. And so I'm really, in many ways, hoping that this forum here will allow me to get in contact with the right people, and through this theory, that Kevin Bacon theory somewhere, that someone will see this and get it to the studio heads at these big distributor movie studios.
So right now, are we not going to talk about the solution right now, or are we just going to talk about the barriers to the solution? Or
well, right now we're going to. Before we can talk about the solution, we need to talk about the barriers to the solution. What's stopping this industry from getting the solution? And in many ways, it's the people at the studios that are directly or indirectly are preventing the solution from coming forward. The industry said back in 2005, through the Motion Picture Association of America, they said the industry was losing $25 billion a year. Well, you take that over 10 years, that's $250 billion. And over 20 years, you have $500 billion. It's a serious, serious problem. So you think maybe so if the CEO is to start saying, ooh, risk versus return, hey, to meet with me for half an hour to kind of say, what's could there really be something to this? Is there something completely different?
Why can't people believe that something can't be done until it's fully proven?
Well, that's history repeating itself. It has happened throughout the ages. It doesn't matter whether you've got Benjamin Franklin. He's flying a kite in a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out electricity. He had to look like a nut. People would have thought he was crazy. You got Thomas Edison trying to make the light bulb. He's trying thousands of different ways. They're starting to think he's crazy. You got the Wright brothers. They're bicycle mechanics. They're trying to find a controlled manpower flight, and they're bicycle mechanics. People would have thought they were crazy. It's only afterwards, and only in hindsight, do you start to recognize, take things into perspective. The present way, they've got all these. These studios are willing to fund through the Motion Picture Association lobbying efforts to try and get all these laws changed. They have to then convince all these different Congress people, get it high enough in their interest to be involved. They're trying to get them involved with it, to some excitement, get laws changed. And then if they get the laws changed, then they have to get more people involved to kind of say, now we have to go through enforcement, getting people arrested, trying to stop movie piracy that way. And then you need to get the judicial system, get prosecutions. And let's face it, no one's going to go to jail for 10 years for movie piracy. People do drugs do less than that. I mean, it's a reflection. And then that's one country. They have to duplicate that model throughout the world, all the countries in the world, to make it effective. This is a security problem. There's too many other people that they filter information through. It gets changed, it gets adapted. It's like telling a story. You tell one story to one person, and by the time it gets through 10 other people, the whole story is different. So in this case, how do you get any reliance that what actually gets to these CEOs is the true story without all these changes? Too many people, again, they're personal and professional lives. They're going to filter out what they think is important, what isn't. They want to know how it's going to affect their job. So in many ways, whether they believe they're protecting the CEOs or they're not, they're becoming the barrier because of their own needs, and they just, you know, and truthfully, maybe if they haven't learned anything from that Wolverine issue. Remember how Wolverine, it was released on YouTube and various other social sites. It wasn't even finished production. Who can you really trust?
That's a very interesting point you brought up there. If Kevin Bacon's listening out there, what do you want to say to Kevin?
Well, Kevin, if you are listening, could you get this to one of the studio heads? You probably have some connections, so I'd appreciate it.